Today on the City Buzz, we have Chief Ambassador and everyone's cheerleader, Philadelphia's former city representative, Sheila Hess. Hi, Sheila.
Hey, Felicia.
I'm so happy to have you here today.
I am so excited. And first off, before I start, happy 1-year anniversary to the City Buzz.
Thank you. And
it's
also,
a big deal.
For you, happy belated birthday.
We
got you
so
a little birthday cake.
Oh, I love my birthday. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so sweet. What a surprise.
From Termini's, the best.
Yes,
so
it is the best. My fave.
You can eat it after the thing.
Thank you. That's so
You're
cute.
welcome.
A great way to kick off this City Buzz.
Yes, right. Here you go. We're going to put this over here so we'll keep it cold for her. There you go. All right, so we're going to just jump right into it, right?
I'm ready.
Celebrating, we're having a great time.
Yes.
You know, it's always great seeing you.
Thank
always,
you.
always.
I miss you.
I miss you. You always have such a great, persona about you. Great spirits, and I love that about you.
I try all positivity all the time.
It's very important. You have done so much for the city, like so much. When I think of Philadelphia, I think of you. It's the truth. I really do. All the things that you've done for the city. Tell everyone what Philadelphia means to you.
Well, Philadelphia is my home. I mean, the one thing I can't say is I was born here. Can't say born and raised, but I was born in California for a hot minute, and then came to Philadelphia, and I've been in South Philadelphia my entire life, and Philadelphia just makes me so proud to be a Philadelphian. There's so much, Felicia, as you know, and each year it gets bigger and better of the incredible things to see and do, and so many businesses are coming here now. I went to college here. I went to Temple here. I got married and I still stayed here. So Philadelphia is just home.
Yes.
High school, definitely.
My alma mater as well. Goretti, yeah.
Temple.
Yes, it's great. I love that you did everything here. I did the same. This is home. There's nothing like Philly.
There's nothing. And I mean, our sports teams, of course, right?
Absolutely. Come on.
As everyone says, when you watch our teams, it's like our fans that make the teams who they are.
Yes.
And so to me, it's like our neighbors, it's the businesses. People just want to do things to really improve our city. Mm-hmm. And we're like partners. Like everyone uses that phrase, I got a guy. Like, you need something, we got a guy. But it's like, that's how we are in Philly. Mm-hmm. And there is, you go to other cities, you travel, and it's like you come back home and you just feel like this is my home.
This is it.
And I love it.
Yeah, so do I. There's nothing like being from here, and everyone knows each other.
Yes. 6 degrees of separation. You can never say anything negative about anyone.
Yes.
So like, I know them.
I know them. I'm related to their second cousin, so that makes me related to them.
Exactly.
That's how it is here. So you were born with spinal bifida.
Spina bifida.
Yes, bifida. You're very inspiring. You stay so active.
I do. So that leads me back to where I was born. So I was born in California, and 50-some years ago, and my parents, when the doctor told them that I was born with spina bifida, they had no idea what that was. And, now it's like one of the number one birth defects. So we came here to Philadelphia because we have the best eds and meds, and my parents took me to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And at the time, Dr. C. Ever Coop, who was the former Surgeon General, did my surgery. And I spent like the first 18 years of my life at CHOP getting so many different surgeries, a lot of trial surgeries. Let's try this, let's see this. But I don't know anything else except living with spina bifida. Mm. And I've been very blessed because my parents taught me to live my life every day, normally, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And I have, and my friends have embraced me and never treated me any differently. Mm-hmm. And I love that. But, I've had hurdles. I've had a lot of things that prohibit me from doing some things that I want, but I never let that impact me in doing anything that I want.
This is the truth. I can see that about you.
So,
like your spirits are always so high, and you don't let anything stop you.
No, I'm blessed. I'm really blessed, Felicia.
I really admire that. I just wanted to let you know. Yeah, it's the truth. You have such a fantastic mindset, and more people need to learn that from you.
It's a Catholic school
It's
upbringing,
the truth.
right?
Yes.
8 years at Catholic school. I went to St. Gabe's. I'm from Grace Ferry.
I wasn't sure. I knew that you went to Temple, and I knew that you went to Goretti, but I wasn't sure what grade school you went to.
No, I'm a 30th Streeter. I'm from 30th and Tasker. My mom still lives there, and I still am a lector at the church, so I still go to St. Gabe's.
I love that.
But when I'm not a lector, sometimes I go to either Holy Spirit or St. Richard's here in the neighborhood.
So, one of the she's the principal now of St. Gabe's, or she was Sister Noreen.
Sister Noreen.
Yes, she was the principal of Annunciation when I went there before she moved to St. Gabe's.
She was great. The school closed now.
Okay.
So now it's just the church.
Wow, they're closing all the schools. That makes me sad. No.
Yes.
But no, she was really great. And I knew that she worked there, like that she was there.
She was our principal.
Yes.
Well, way after me.
Yeah.
Way after me.
So you work with Variety.
Yeah, so Variety is a children's charity. It's a camp for disabled children, and it's for ages 5 through 24. And it's all different disabilities. So, I love it because there's children that have what I have. And I also use a wheelchair, too. I don't think you've ever seen me in my wheelchair, but I worked 24 years at Independence Blue Cross, and I used a wheelchair every day at Blue Cross.
Okay.
And then when I went to the city, my job didn't entail me to use my wheelchair all the time. And my husband pushes me in my wheelchair if I have to do a lot of walking, if we go to the mall or wherever we go.
Yeah.
So the children's charity for Variety, kids have what I have. And it's more of a great opportunity for me to talk to the parents, because the parents, they're not sure what kind of lifestyle their child's going to lead with this. And I'm there more as I guess they call it a role model to say hey, look at her. She's doing everything. She has a career. She's successful, happily married, and all that. And these parents are like, oh, this makes me feel so good, And what Variety does, their camp is out in Montgomery County in Worcester, Pennsylvania. It's 77 acres. It is incredible. When you go there, kids, have all different disabilities in wheelchairs, crutches, no physical disability. It could be autism. It could be all kinds of, mental disabilities or physical disabilities. But what it is, it's just like a gift, because when the kids are together, they don't see anything different.
Yes.
And they all become friends, and they all adapt to what they do. And the counselors that are there are just incredible blessings for these kids. They have swimming. They teach the kids when they're teenagers to get jobs. There's a baking session on site. They learn how to cook, they learn how to bake, but they have adaptable equipment. And when you go there, you're like, this would be great for me too. These things that are adaptable for people in wheelchairs, if they can't reach the stove or they can't reach certain things, you never thought of what is out there until you go there to see. And they just built a new gym. They built a brand new field. There's so many activities for kids with these abilities and disabilities. They have a garden now that they just created, and the garden the kids can wheel up, and it's level where they can plant without having to stand up. It's just fascinating. And we are celebrating the 90th anniversary this year. So 9 decades. It says a lot for a nonprofit, because for nonprofits, they struggle financially. But the need for people with disabilities is getting more and more greater, and that is the one hub that is always there for them. And I encourage you to go check it out.
I would love to.
It's a great site to visit, especially in the summer, because there's cabins there, and the kids live there on their own for the summer for a week.
That is
so
so
it gives the parents oh my God, I can feel good. Yeah. I can have a life for a little bit.
Yes.
I can send my child to the camp. They will be, the counselors, the guidance counselors, all that. And they have kids. Yeah, and it's really something to see them, and they mature and they feel independent.
Which is it's an important feeling to have.
And it makes them feel very comfortable with who they are.
Yes.
when they go there.
What an incredible place.
It's amazing. But we have a big event coming up on May 1st at the Waterworks. We're celebrating 9 decades. I've been doing a variety correspondence similar to this, interviewing people from the 9 decades that like either board members, which I used to be a board member, and I used to be a young friend of Variety where we would plan events.
You got an award.
I did. I got an award as well from Variety. Yes, I did. It was very special. It was the Variety Gold Heart event. And but coming up, so I interviewed like sponsors, like companies. I just interviewed the Sixers Youth Foundation, like Sixers and kids with disabilities. Like, what is the attraction there? But they have programs, and so does the Sixers, and it aligns with their mission. Okay. So there's so many different businesses that didn't know about Variety, and now they do, and they're like, we need to do something. They can get their employees to volunteer. Yeah. There's so many opportunities to be part of it.
Wow, I love this place.
Yeah, we'll go.
I would love to go and check it out. What an incredible, you know, organization. I love that. That is so great, and you're the perfect person to be a part of that.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks.
So nice. You said you worked in Independence Blue Cross for 24 years.
It was my first job right out of college.
Really?
Yes.
And you were there for 24 years.
That was my whole career. I had lots of career paths within the organization. Okay. I was trying to climb the corporate ladder. I loved my job. I loved the team I worked with. Was never planning on leaving. My husband works there. Okay. He's still there.
Is that where you guys met?
Yes.
Nice.
So, why I worked there at the time, our board of directors was Councilman Jim Kenney. Okay. And so Jim Kenney being from South Philly, I was from South Philly. I was a geek. I volunteered for everything. And so I wanted to volunteer for, things at the company. And one of my legacies that I left there that I'm so proud of is I created the corporate volunteer program there. And that was because when I was in college and at Goretti, you're like, that same synergies you and I have. Yes. You want to be involved. You want to make a difference. And you're always like, what can I do? I want to do something.
It's something about that school.
Yeah.
That
and
does
it's
that
like,
to you.
You're always creating things and events. And so when I got to Blue Cross, it's like this huge corporation. I just graduated college, had no career experience. It's like I applied. It's that first impression is the last impression.
Yes, it is.
And so I was like volunteering on my own on weekends, and I'd go into the office and people were like, oh, what'd you do this week? And I'm like, oh, I did this, this, and this. And they're like, I would love to do that. I'm like, why don't you volunteer with me? Come. So we did. And then the more I was volunteering, I thought about it. I'm like, it would be really great if I was there volunteering with a big Blue Cross shirt on, not just because of Sheila, but because of the organization. Yeah. They're very philanthropic and want to give back. So I thought about it, and at the time I worked in human resources, so I presented the concept to our VP of HR, and he loved it. And he's like, now put together a white paper and present it to the CEO. And I'm like, what? CEO? Like, I'm a young college grad. I get to tell you. So I did. I was like, I think this will be really good for the company. And you get more out of volunteering than actually you give back, but you also learn skills and you also gain friendships because you get to know your employees outside of work, right? You come in, you do your job, and you leave. But like, I wanted to do more. And so we had a contest for the employees. We had like creative designs for the logos. And so we came up with the name, the Blue Crew. And to this day, they're an award-winning volunteer program. The number of employees, the number of organizations that the organization is volunteering with has expanded tremendously. And it just makes me so proud to know that it's still going. And they now use that as a recruitment tool. So like when they're hiring people, they're like, hey, this is an opportunity for you to be involved, to give back to the community and represent our organization.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
It is.
I agree. Like volunteering is one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes I do it too much. But
yeah, I know. It's like our own time. But there's so many nonprofits, Felicia, that are out there. If people don't know what they want to do, to find a mission that aligns with you personally or whatever professionally. There's arts and culture.
Yes.
There's all kinds of volunteer. And even, you don't have to write a check to these nonprofits. It's more like, oh, I have a skill, like I'm a photographer. I can help this organization do photography. Yeah. And I used to do corporate photography. That's another fun fact.
Really?
I did. Yeah. Why you see me? I'm always taking a picture.
Yes.
I take photos. There's never a moment where I don't take a picture.
Guess what? Pictures last a lifetime.
I know, but I'm like,
they tell such
I
a
love
story.
my photos.
Yes.
And now it's like hashtag selfies with Sheila, because every time I see someone, like, let's take a picture.
selfie. Yeah.
But so you can use your skills and help a nonprofit. You can write a check, of course, too, but it's more than financial.
Yes.
It's more than that.
And now, how did you get the job to be the Philadelphia?
Oh, so we're going back to my story. Yes. Councilman Jim Kenney was on the board for Blue Cross, and he saw my passion for our city, and he saw all the things that I was involved in. He's like, so when he was campaigning to run for council, I would go to work, and then right after I'd volunteer in his office and back then we used to make calls, real calls, not robocalls.
Yes.
I used to do data entry stuff, and that was great. I loved it. And then he ran for mayor, and I was like, oh, that's great. I'll help you run for mayor. And then when he won, he called and said, I want you to be my city representative. So I thought it was still another volunteer job. Like, I'll do my work at Blue Cross, and I'll volunteer at night or whatever he needed me to do to represent the city. He's like, no, you're going to have to
full-time
leave.
job.
Yeah. And I'm like, I do not like politics. Like, like, I'm not a politician, but I am a true public servant. I love giving back, and I love making a difference, and I love connecting.
Yeah.
So
which
whatever I can do to make something happen, because it's all about partnerships, it's all about collaboration. And I thought, and I'm also very religious. I'm like, you know what? This is a sign from God that I am to leave my career that I loved, doing very well, to take a risk and do something and go to City Hall where I know no one in this world of, pretty much the team.
Right?
It was exciting at the same time. But it was an opportunity for me to kind of create the role differently than prior city representatives. So I was more forward facing.
Yes.
I
were
had
like
a
the
team.
face. You had a whole team behind you. You had everybody.
I was very blessed. Mayor Kenney did give me that opportunity, whereas other mayors, but he trusted and believed in me and allowed me that opportunity. So it was a beautiful thing to represent our city.
Together.
Yeah, and
I'm friends with his daughter, Nora.
I love her. But it was just something that was a blessing to be able to do for 8 years. And I know it was only a temporary role. It's either 4 years or 8 years, because every new mayor comes in and brings in their representative.
Yes.
So you know that going into it.
Yes.
And it was the fastest 8 years of my life. It was the best 8 years of my life. I learned so much more about in-depth behind the scenes, like of how city government really works and why they do what they do sometimes. Like, as a resident, the easiest thing is to complain, like, I don't understand.
Yes.
But when you're in it, you're like, I get it.
Yes.
I truly get it now. Yeah, it makes sense for the long run, or from whatever situation, how it factors into others. So it was a blessing, and I had the most unique experiences at the same time. And here we are today.
Yes. Well, you put a lot of events together. Like, you were very big with diversity, which I love.
Yeah.
And I read that you did a monthly. You were on the radio telling about the
free things.
Yeah.
It was talking about there's so many things happening in our city of Philadelphia that are free because so many families, are poverty level, whatever. People want to do things on the weekend with their kids. They want to do things as a date night. The teenagers, like, what can I do? And so each month we would prepare, and it wasn't just like Center City, Philadelphia. It was like, Germantown Ave. It was Chinatown. It was like all over of things that were happening that I would, reach out to my contacts and like, hey, let me know what's going on. And so they would send me the information, and I was able to broadcast it for them.
So nice.
And give them visibility. Like, don't forget, coming up this weekend on Saturday, stop by, get this, do that. And they loved it. It was really a great opportunity.
What a great idea.
Yeah. We were, our office was greatly impacted, though, with the pandemic, with COVID.
Yes.
So being events, as you know, we're like, oh my God, what
are we going to do?
We can't do what we did. We can't be out and about. We can't have thousands or 1.5 million, the parade.
No, can't happen.
We can't do that. So what are we going to do? And we pivoted, and everything went virtual. We did events virtually.
Did you really? That's cool.
Yeah. I was representing the mayor virtually at things. Yeah. So we kind of did things. The hardest part was our staff. We had to, it was everywhere. But that was the biggest challenge for me ever in my career, was letting, the people that I work so closely with that were family. And it was so hard, Felicia, to go from a big team to a little team.
Absolutely.
And then after we returned, we still had a little team, but we were small, but we were mighty, and we never skipped a beat.
Yes.
We did the same quality of work that we did when we had a big team, because that's how we were.
And it's because you were running. You were running
it. Yeah, just quality. Your reputation says a lot.
It does.
And I want to maintain my reputation, as you know.
Yes, it's important. It speaks volumes.
Yeah,
it really
definitely.
does. And you were a part of the Wawa Welcome America. And I remember when I was in the tree lighting ceremony, you were
the rock star.
No, you were the reason that it even happened. So thank you.
Yeah, you got to sing,
my Christmas song. Yes,
Christmas
but because
song,
of
and
you,
it's so beautiful.
So I thank you for that.
No, it was a gift for our viewers, because they got to hear your talent. And then at the 6 ABC Duncan, when I heard you, I was like, oh my God, this girl is so good. And then at the Italian parade, I'm like, she's one of us. You're local.
I am. I'm South Philly born and raised. Nothing like it.
But you have such talent, Felicia, and I was like, let's showcase this. And we were the office that were able to do that, to put in the recommendations.
I really don't know how it came about where I was told to reach out to you, and for some reason, I think it might have been Mark Squilla.
Councilman Squilla.
Yes, I believe it was him. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so great.
Oh, Mark and I were like the dynamic duo at every event we were together.
He's so awesome, but I believe it was him who was like,
Councilman Squilla
to
who
reach out to
notified me of your outreach and interest of wanting to do the tree lighting, and it worked out. We were live on 6 ABC, the Felicia Alicia show, great friendships,
Yes.
all
important to have that in the city. We're all like one big family here.
I know.
There's no other place like that.
It was an honor to be able to host the tree lighting for the 8 years, and to see it grow and change. We were able to put our touches on it. And
they used to do a parade.
We did the parade. Cool. That was under Mayor Kenny.
They don't do it anymore.
No.
But they do you did the parade, and I thought that was so awesome.
That was a really good thing, because we incorporated the diversity. We incorporated all kinds of our cultures here within the city, and that's the fabric of Philadelphia. That's, you go drive down one street, it's like one neighborhood. You go down another, it's like, oh my God.
Yes.
And the restaurants reflect that. I mean, the culture of everything.
Where what culture you're in when you're driving in the streets of Philadelphia.
And it's different, so quick. You're like, wait, I thought I was
literally turn make a turn and you're in a different neighborhood. I know. I love it.
So we had the parade, and like I said, each mayor kind of creates their own, footprint that they want to do, and that was one of Mayor Kenny's. And the Wawa Welcome America, we had some amazing talent through the years. We had crowds, and again, it was all free.
Yes.
Welcome America puts together. Now it's like 16 days, because it starts on Juneteenth, and goes all the way to July 4th. And they do all the museums that'll be part of it. They'll open them up for free so the families can go.
Yes, I've seen that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's so much, and it gets, like I said, I miss being part of all that, but I love being a viewer now to watch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, your hands were in all the pots, It's good to...
I know, it's hard to right?
To let go,
but that's just my personality.
Yes.
That's what I was before I was city representative. I think I did more when I was at Blue Cross, because Blue Cross isn't just Philly. It's like the 5 counties, and then it's all over. So I represented Blue Cross at everything they sponsored. I was always there.
I was
always there. Yeah. So I was like that for Blue Cross, and that's when Councilman at the time Kenny recognized and saw that, well, who is this? What does she do? She's everywhere.
You left an impression.
And so for the city, I did that, but it was just in Philadelphia,
Yes.
And so I want to be able to expand again and do more than just our city.
You definitely will. What I love is when I saw you on a float at the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah,
That made me so happy.
It was just like the way
I love it, right? Like yes, I love it.
They
That's
asked,
an
and I
honor,
was
though,
like,
right?
"Oh my God, it was
an
such an
honor.
honor!
Yes.
Such an honor!"
I love that whole
thank you to
crew.
6ABC for
I
all
love
they
everything. 6ABC, their whole staff, their every person there was so nice.
Another historic fact: the oldest Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yes.
You know, we worked with them to celebrate the 100th year, and now
Yes.
you've been on it.
This would last year was my third year.
Kicking it off.
I love it.
I
have such a
know,
great
I
time.
know.
It's such
Julian,
a great,
yeah.
Yes, it's such a great Philly tradition. Not only with like the Mummers Parade, but this is now becoming a tradition for me, and I love it so much. It's just, you know.
It gets you in that mood for the holidays, right?
And
the
like
family.
you did the holiday experience, remember? Like you guys did so many different things. It just, what you guys put together was so incredible.
Thank you, Felicia. I appreciate that.
You make the holidays, it makes people want to do stuff and come together.
It's all about family, though, too. It
is.
really is. And it's about appreciation. It's not like about the presents. It's about enjoyment and experiences.
Yes.
And that was an experience.
Experiences are very important. I'd rather someone give me an experience and a gift. I say it all the time, like for my son, please, we don't need another stuffed animal or another toy. It's getting thrown. Do an experience, that we can all do together. Like
and the photographic memories.
Oh, it's yes.
Yeah.
My grandpa, when he passed away, right, I look back and I watch his videos and I look at his pictures and I'm like, thank God that I took these pictures. Like they mean it.
And now you can share with your son, right?
Yes,
Like,
and
look.
I still take a bunch of. I mean, sometimes it's hard because I'm like chasing my kid around, but like I'm still snapping. I'm not in any of them, by the way. My whole family has a whole album of photos, and here I am. I'm not in not one picture. I'm like, could someone take a picture of me and the kids? Like, right? Like all my brother's kids and all. Like, his birthday's coming up. I got like a cake, right? I'm taking pictures of all of them. I'm like, I'm the one behind the camera. Then I look and I look at pictures of my dad. Like look at pictures back in the day. My dad's in not any of them. Because he was the one taking them. I said, I'm going to be him. No one's going to know what I look like. But, well, you have a very busy April.
I do.
I'm so excited
April. For it, too.
Tell us about being the keynote speaker, all that stuff.
So I got a call the end of last year from the executive director of this organization who said to me, I heard you speak in 2017 at an event for nursing. Would you like to be our keynote? And I said, well, just to let you know, first off, I'm no longer city representative. He's like, oh, I understand that. I'm like, okay. And I'm not a nurse. And he said, I know that as well. But it's a conference that is coming to Philadelphia. And it's nurses from all different levels of nursing, because that's the number one career that it's not like just in a hospital nurse. There's so many career paths for nursing. Yes. And they're coming to Philadelphia from all around the world. And he heard me speak because when I worked at Blue Cross, I started a nursing internship program there, created their foundation, and worked with their 22 nursing programs. I was on Jefferson's nursing board. Yeah. So he heard me talk about all these things, but he remembered it. And that was like what blew me away. And he said, I want you to talk about what you did. And I'm like, oh God, So I'm going to be the keynote speaker, more like welcoming everyone to Philadelphia and to talk about all the different things about nursing that Philadelphia has. So I'm really excited. And then also in April, the Police Athletic League, I've been a member of their board for, I guess, Felicia, since 2007. When I worked at Independence Blue Cross, I was appointed to it. Each Police Athletic League center has a dedicated police officer to it. Okay. And what PAL is, it's like a safe haven because we know what kids are today out in the neighborhoods. There's not much for them to do to keep them safe, especially in the vulnerable neighborhoods. And that's where the PAL centers are. There's total of 18 PAL centers. Like I said, they're staffed by a Philadelphia police officer, but they do academics with them. They teach them chess. They do all kinds of athletics, wrestling, and basketball and hockey. So nice. So I was a PAL kid back in the day when there was a PAL Center on Broad Street, the Criscone PAL Center way back then. And now there's a PAL Center where I grew up in Grace Ferry. But We do. They have a woman's positive images for the girls. They have the boys to men's club. So they do all this, and it's for teenagers. It's free. That's the best part about PAL is it's free. So if you live near a PAL center, the kids sign up. The parents are like, good. They're after school. They're going to go right to the PAL center. I know where my child will be. They're going to be learning. They're going to do like their homework club, and then they do activities. Then the Phillies partner with them. They take them to the Phillies game. Coming up next week is PAL night at the Flyers. I just did PAL night at the Sixers. So all the sports teams do something with the kids.
This is incredible.
And they have an annual gala that is going to be held on April 30th.
You're being honored.
I'm being honored,
what
Felicia.
A huge deal.
It's a big deal.
It
if you
is.
look at the past honorees, it's every president and CEO of like every large corporation.
That's insane.
And then there's South Philly Sheila.
I love that. That is amazing.
It is. I'm so excited.
Yes.
It is a big deal, but it's their big fundraiser, and the board is a powerful board. So in addition to myself being honored, we have some really power leaders. We have Ryan Boyer, who is the business manager of the building and construction trades, being honored. And then we have Tim Abel, he's the president and CEO of First Trust Bank, being honored. So the three of us are being honored. And then they have a police officer Little, a female officer from Winfield PAL, who's being honored. Nice. So we have a police officer being honored, and then the three business leaders being honored, and it's at the Switch House,
which is new,
which is brand new, Chescafe's, and so we're excited. And it's also the biggest auction event that they have. PAL has all these silent auction items that they get. So if you know of anybody would like to donate a silent auction, they always look for like restaurant gift cards and hotels and experiences, right?
I love everything about this organization.
Yeah, PAL is really great.
I did not know about it.
So you have a homework to do. You have to look up Variety the Children's Charity. Google that. You have to look up the Police Athletic League and
You're
Google that.
teaching me so many things.
Yeah, talk to me. We'll get you involved in a lot.
I would love to.
Yeah, seriously. There's so many nonprofits, Simone. And when I was city rep, some of them were like, they call it ex officio, meaning whoever's in that seat, in that role, sits on board. So I was in like all the hospitality boards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like the film office
that's how
board.
You really also got to be so heavily
visible and see all that. And now I'm no longer on those, and the new city rep is, and I love her, and she's doing an amazing job. So proud. But now I'm on boards that Sheila loves, and I've been on these for even before I was city rep, so I'm still on them. And there's so many things coming up.
I've really loved
that's why I'm always so busy, because then you have like a board meeting, you have a committee meeting, then you have an event, and then it's like
a constant thing. But that's great to stay busy. And you're doing it with things that are so meaningful.
It is. And like I said, you get more out of it sometimes. Like when I see these kids and I see the needs, and I'm like, God, this organization is doing tremendous work. It's like making these kids grow up to be successful, because they see like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm not going to get sidetracked, because it's so easy to go down that wrong path.
It is.
But the PAL centers keep these kids focused. They give out scholarships for academics. We did a PAL day at City Hall where we took students, and they were matched up with different city leaders, and there was like a mayor for the day and a city. So they shadow you, and they learn like, oh my God, they're like with you all day long, going to all your meetings. We would ask them for like feedback, and they played a prominent role. Yeah, it's
That's
really
incredible.
Really a great opportunity for these children. But the word of mouth is what tells it.
You just told me.
Yes, and now your listeners of the city buzz.
Yes, I'm amazed by what the city has to offer, and I didn't even know. Look at that. That is incredible.
Good.
It's very important to have stuff for the kids and to keep them off the street. And
now it's
to
getting
teach
nice
them,
out, right?
Yes.
Once summer comes, these kids, there's not like when we grew up here. We like played on the street, you know. We were in it.
The kids aren't playing on the streets anymore.
And if they are, it's like a danger zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I love this PAL Center. You are just remarkable. You really are.
Thanks.
Like I was like looking at.
I bleed Philly. That's all it is. I bleed Philly. I want the best of our city.
You do.
Like, do you watch the shows, watch movies, and you see like scenes of Philly? Do you get like excited?
Yes.
I'm like,
I wish
oh
I
my
was
God.
in one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You. Yeah. That's too. But just like it makes me feel like I know where that is. Yes. I want that. Like, yeah. Or it looks different now.
I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Right?
It makes you
like
feel proud.
You're proud from like of where you're from.
And knowing that they scouted and they came here to our city to film.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
and it's a
beautiful
great
city.
economic impact for our city.
It is.
Yeah.
You were Metro's 50 Philly Powerful Woman in 2021 and 2023.
I was shocked. I was shocked because of looking at this list of these women, but to get it twice was so. I told you I'm very blessed. I truly am. Yeah,
and
be recognized for that.
You were recognized for something else. I read it was like 100 women of something. What was that?
Actually, next month, March, is Women's History Month.
Yes.
So these publications have like all kinds of different awards for women, and I think because of different roles that I had, I've been impactful in different ways for some things, and whoever does their nominations, I have no idea, thought of me. So I was very, very grateful and humbled.
It was definitely, 100%.
Thank you.
You speak volumes with everything you do, and you put your heart into everything you do.
I do.
You do, and I love that about you.
But you know what? We're authentic.
Yes.
This is just genuine. It's not for anything.
No,
it's because
you do it
I want to do it.
Because you want to and you love it.
Yeah, I do love it.
You do, and you're not getting paid millions of bucks. Like, you do it because you want to.
Everything I do is like, out of the goodness of my heart.
Yes, I love that. I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I could do things for the goodness of my heart. My husband better let me go. I'm going.
I have the most supportive husband.
You
though.
do. Like I remember meeting him.
At the
my
parade. Husband is a saint. He is a saint. With my schedule previously and now, like all these different things, I'm like, I have an event, I have this, I'll be back, and like, okay, just be safe, be safe, and be careful. And he helps me whenever he can, but so supportive, yeah. And that helps you be able to do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, it's important. One more thing. Did I see on your page that you had some sort of involvement with the World Cup in 2026?
Oh, I'm on another board.
Of course you are. Sheila is on every board.
That's actually probably my number one question is like, how many boards do you actually serve on? Because I'm always like, oh, I'm on that board, or I was on that board. They're like, wait, I'm on the board for Philadelphia 250, and that is preparing the city of Philadelphia for the 250th anniversary, which is the semi-quincentennial, which takes place in 2026. So I am not necessarily involved with the World Cup as of now. Prior, when I worked in my previous role with the city, I was part of the bidding process to get the World Cup to come to Philadelphia.
Wow.
So we hosted the FIFA leaders, and there was so much work that went into that. I mean, so much work to show why Philadelphia is ready to have this and host this and how we can do it and who would be part of it, from like the transportation system to the space to the field. And Lincoln Financial Field is really what wowed them. It's a lead center. It's like everything that they look for to select a city. And then at Love Park I guess it was about 2 years ago, they had a big event, and it was like a watch party. They were FIFA was announcing which cities were going to get a FIFA World Cup. And, we think of our Eagles as and our Phillies and Flyers and Sixers and the Philadelphia Union. But FIFA World Cup is like the biggest sporting event.
Yes.
And to have it here in Philadelphia for 6 days, and it's going to be here on July 4th. There's a match at Lincoln Financial Field on July 4th. Same time at Wow Welcome America.
This city is going to be packed.
It's going to be...
That's incredible.
This neighborhood is going to be the epicenter of the world.
Chickies and Pete's is really going to do well that day.
Eyes worldwide will be on the city of Philadelphia.
Beautiful.
And that's the stuff that excites me.
Yes.
Nationally, internationally, people traveling all over to come to our city to participate in that, to go to the All-Star across the street at Citizens Bank Park for the MLB All-Star Game. There's also going to be the NCAA March Madness.
Yes.
There's also PGA's having their golf tournament here in 2026. And then what Philadelphia 250 is, we are going to be doing celebrations in the neighborhoods, going out to the commercial corridors, like the businesses, and doing events there throughout the time frame.
Love that.
Not just July 4th.
Yes. 2026 is going to be a popular,
2026
busy,
is going
year.
to be a year. We will be needing lots of volunteers for that. Lots of volunteers. So stay tuned once we start promoting the need and how you can brag about our city. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Love it.
And be an ambassador for Philadelphia.
Yes. That's one thing I remember. Newman Goretti used to say, like, be an ambassador. This is where we're getting it from. It all stems back to Goretti.
I got to go back to Goretti.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I got to go back to Goretti with Sarah Canuso. She had invited me to do a speaking.
With the females there,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was a course, and I have not stepped foot in the high school in so many years, Felicia.
Did it make you cry? Because it made me tear up.
When I walked in the gym and then the cafeteria, I'm like, oh my God, all the memories came back of our class of 87.
I love that. I remember when I walked in, like when I did their video thing, I walked in the doors and I just like was like, oh my God, I wish I was back.
I was like, there's my locker. I loved it. Everything like you remember
when I was like, my locker was here.
Yeah.
And then upstairs, like I was like taking a tour of the school, tearing up.
And they're building a whole new innovation center.
Are they really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, they're doing a lot there.
That's
doing
great.
a lot. And the girls basketball just won.
Yes, they did.
So congrats to
congrats
Newman
to them.
Goretti girls.
SNG, let's go. So I usually do like a little segment.
Okay.
Sometimes a game. I call it something fun. This is going to be called Sheila's Hidden Gems.
Okay.
Okay. So you have so much Philly knowledge and so many amazing things that you've done and been to. If someone was visiting Philadelphia and you could give them your top 5 things to do, to see, what would it be?
My number one favorite thing is the top of City Hall. The tower up there. Have you ever been up there?
I've never been up there.
Yeah, they do tours up there. You get on this old crickety elevator and you go to the top of William Penn there, and you see the whole view of the city. So like that's my number one thing is to do that. And of course, I love all the the historic stuff, but like the hidden gems to me, I'm on the board for Franklin Square, historic Philadelphia. I don't know if you've ever taken your son to Franklin Square.
Yes, and we also took my nephews there. They have like golf.
Yeah, they have the miniature golf. They have the carousel. What we just announced today at a press conference that they're going to be building a brand new park. They're doing like an $8 million renovation to it. They have, the Chinese Lantern Festival.
Yes,
they have the electrical spectacle. Yes. Then they have the winter garden. So it's all year long different festivals. And even like with Penn's Landing, what they've done there. I love Penn's Landing. Where we are in Philadelphia, Felicia, you can go down the shore in an hour and a half.
Yes.
You can go to the Poconos. Like, you can go to New York, and then you can go to D.C. So, like, we are the epicenter. You can go
anywhere.
Within 2 hours, you can go to all those destinations. And we're getting a lot of international guests that are coming in. That was one of the things I love, to get to like welcome ambassadors to Philadelphia and welcome like these dignitaries and show them around. Like I said, our culture where we have so many James Beard restaurants here.
Yes.
That is a tourist attraction. People travel to see and taste test all the different James Beard. We are also, Philadelphia is the first World Heritage City in the nation. And so when people are doing their travel destinations, they will look up different World Heritage sites. And we are the World Heritage City, so people come there because of Independence Hall.
Yes.
And so all the historic sites down there, I love. There's always the Alfred's Alley that like people can't believe that people live the oldest street. And all the firsts. Yeah. Yes. I mean, there's so many firsts here. I can go on and on and on. When people ask me, I'm like, well, what is your preference? What do you like? Do you like to walk? Do you like to be busy?
I think I might be going to the top of City Hall.
Yeah, definitely check that out. And of course, now everybody, when they come, believe it or not, the Rocky statue gets more visitors than Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell.
Really?
Yeah, people want to go there. That movie next year will be 50 years.
No way.
So Sylvester Stallone has made a mark for himself for our city with that grit and that underdog and mentality in those movies.
Because it's
who we are.
It's who we are.
Yeah.
He isn't from Philly, but he embodied us.
Yes,
that's for
he
sure.
Did. He has his new Sly Stallone shop down there now at the Art Museum.
Really?
Yeah, there's a new shop
Incredible.
there. It's his. Like,
wow.
It's the Sly. Yeah, all his products. So
that's amazing.
Authentic stuff.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, listen, I truly enjoyed talking to you.
I could go on and on, Felicia.
We could talk for hours and hours.
I love it.
Yes, I am so grateful for you to come here and take some time out of your day with all the boards that you're on.
I know I had the 2 events today.
Yes, it's incredible. Give us an inspiring message to be left on.
Well, I guess the most inspiring message is my favorite quote. And it's by, I don't know what your favorite quote is, Felicia, but my favorite quote is by Maya Angelou.
Okay.
People don't always remember what you say, but they'll remember this, City Bus. They don't always remember what you say. They don't remember what what you do, but they will always, always remember how you made them feel. And to me, that's like something that I feel that I've been given as a gift from God, is to make others feel, special, to feel loved. Because if more and more people walked around our city with a smile, that's like my brand, is my smile.
Yes.
If everybody walked around with just a smile, I think like the world would be a much better place, like a much more welcoming place. Because when someone has that look, like they're standoffish, if you go to an event to network, you're going to go to that person in the room that's smiling or talking or laughing. But if someone has that look, you won't go near them, right? So I always make people feel welcome.
You sure do.
And, I can strike up a conversation with anyone.
I always say I can talk to a fly on the wall.
And I think that's, like I said,
Yes.
God has blessed me with love, an abundance of love that I want to share with others.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Like,
So.
What you just said is definitely, something to live by.
Yeah.
And that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's how I live every
you
day.
You sure do. You live that every day. Tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
Oh, please follow me right now.
Right now.
At Sheila Show, PHL. And the reason I have that handle is because my name, my dream was to have my own show about Philadelphia. So it's Sheila, and it's SHEILA. SHOWPHL. And that's on Instagram and Twitter, and then I'm on LinkedIn as well.
Perfect.
So
I love it. Thank you
follow me.
much.
I can't wait to get all your listeners.
Yes, follow her.
And happy 1-year anniversary, Felicia.
Thank
so
you.
excited.
And happy belated birthday to
thank you.
Like I said, I love hanging out with you, talking to you, being at the same events as you.
I know. I can't, and hearing you sing is just like magical.
You're always like thank you. You're always such like a positive, happy person, and people do draw right to you, and I love that.
Thank you.
Sheila loves a positive, good news story, and so do we here at the City Buzz. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching the City Buzz. Please follow us and like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and iHeart, and don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page at the City Buzz. And remember, keep your eyes on the city and your ears on the buzz.